Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas. I don't know if my guest, Matt Mayberry, is going to make it or not. He's a little bit late, so we'll play it and see what happens. What do you think, Dave? Think he'll show up, Dave?
I don't think he's going to show up, Norm. I'm getting that feeling.
Oh, well. Things happen, they happen. Well, you and I can do the show.
What?
You know, we've
right.
done it before. One of the things that I do know that is our country is starting to realize what has happened to us, and now they're going to start fighting back.
Well, and that's true, and I'm so glad. I think it all started they were sort of in disguise, shall we say, manipulating this and, doing all this underhanded stuff and backdoor politics. And finally, I think what brought it all to a head was with the CRT. They got so bold and just figured we're going to jam it down your throat along with the election, this HR1 they call it election integrity. Election unintegrity is more like it.
Right.
I think finally that brought everything to a head. They just got too bold. But like what the Democrats for the past 6 years or even longer, whatever they try, always ends up backfiring. Thank God.
Do you see, isn't that great? When you see when Trump was invited to go down to the Texas-Mexican border, and I believe he accepted. He's also going to be having his own live show. I'll have to let you know more about it.
Oh, now that I didn't know about that. That will be interesting.
Yeah. I do. My son is really into it. He follows a lot of the messages on YouTube and all that.
Yeah.
And we love Salty Cracker, really, because it tells it like it. And I am appalled at how the Coca-Cola company actually had the audacity to tell people that they're going to teach us how to be less white. I'm proud of being white.
And me. I mean, this is me. This is how I was born. It's just like to be less white. That's like telling me to make my eyes less green.
Right.
I mean,
I often think too. People think they have to go out and get a tan because they're too white or whatever.
No,
so isn't that
they
problem?
spray you right with that tan stuff.
So it's almost like, well, maybe they don't want to be white, whatever, But instead of doing that, instead of being less white or being less brown, let's all be less hate.
I agree. Let's all be less hate. Exactly right.
Okay. That's like you got that Gay Pride Month, you got the Black Month, you got the Latino Month, you got, let's have a Caucasian Month.
I agree.
Or let's have a month where everybody, don't look at the color in the skin.
I never do, and I never did. I mean,
I have so many
since
friends.
I was a kid, I never did.
I don't, and I don't want to. I mean, call names and stuff, but that's okay. But let's have a month of unity. Everybody every color, every moon, let's have a month of unity.
So in other words, what you're saying is let's be anti-Democrat.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, there's some good Democrats too,
Right, but
let's be
the majority
anti-politician.
Right, political. Very
Political.
good. Yeah.
Let's guide ourselves into being understanding with each other. We're seeing. I'm not going to blame just one party. I'm going to blame because I have no respect for Mike Pence. That's him being vice president. What he did, I have. I cannot believe that the Republican invited him to be speechmaker.
Oh, up here?
Yeah.
I don't
Isn't that
get
a slap
it.
in the face to Trump?
It is. I agree. But, going back to the theme that you started with there, it's being non-political. But what it is, it would get them, especially the Democrats, shaking in their boots because that's all day in and day out. They throw themselves out there. Don't like this one. You don't agree with us, so you must be a white supremacist. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
agree with us. You must be this. You don't agree with us. You're a homophobe. You
Yeah.
don't agree with us. You're anti this. It's just ridiculous. And
So-
they'll go on and on and on and on and on.
And that's like I was reading in the paper, and I was very disturbed by it with the problem that the Exeter High School had, and it was
Oh,
outdoors.
that is.
And they had the students with numbers on them if they didn't have the shots, the vaccine shots or whatever. Isn't that segregating?
Well, it
Well,
is.
we're going to put you over here, and we're going to put you over here.
Not only is it segregation, it's discrimination.
Yeah.
It's oppression. It's
It takes the fun out of the students having the best time of the year.
It does. I mean, think about it. Think of the number, the kids that were marked, what it did to their self-esteem.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue. It's not like once the prom's over and they wash the number off, that's the end of it. No. It's going to
embedded in
linger
their
and
mind.
linger. That's right.
That's like my granddaughter would not go to her own graduation because of all the stuff there, so we had to go pick up her diploma because of all the idiocy that is going on with class. School is not school today.
No, it isn't.
And, I actually see more and more people doing more homeschooling, even though the doors may be open for the public schooling. But I actually see more and more people, because there is so much hate, there is so much, going on, and that people have to learn how to get along with each other. They're becoming more antisocial.
They are. But, for homeschooling, I mentioned it before, my nephew and his wife, now that they live in North Carolina, but still, they said they won't send their kids ever back to public schools after all the crap that's
Right.
going on about being, make yourself less white, this CRT crap. They said, no way.
Well, if you're white, don't be embarrassed. If you're black, don't be embarrassed. If you're brown or Latino, whatever, if you're light yellow or what, be proud of who you are.
Well, exactly. It's like God made everyone. God made us in His image. God put you in the body you're supposed to be in. God gave you the color of your skin that He wanted you to have. Nobody has any choice over the way we were born. So if anybody thinks they can tell you to be ashamed, hang your head low, and to sort of try to go against the grain by saying, I can't really, build myself up the way my self-esteem is because I'm white, or, I'm not being able to accomplish my goals because I'm black or because I'm Hispanic or because I'm Indian. It's a crock.
Yeah.
You got to stop listening to these naysayers and the dumb-downers, for the lack of
Be
a better
who you
term.
are. I'm a firm. I think it's more like a, be who you are. Be proud of it. Hold your head up high.
Exactly.
And say, I am the best in the world. I am a winner. I don't care if you've been to jail. I don't care. The only thing I don't agree with is, child rape or any rape, murder.
Well, I agree.
But be who you are and be proud of it. Yeah, if you
Yep.
made a mistake and you went to jail, okay. But you can rectify that. I'm not gone. I'm not going to condemn you. I don't have a right
That's me.
to.
Exactly. That nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect either.
Well, I thought you and I were.
well,
No, you took that illusion away. But as long as people believe in themselves,
mm-hmm.
if we can say, I am a winner. It took me a lot of years to learn that.
That's true, but part of the problem is, everybody can say they're a winner, but the way the country is today is you're either on this side or you're on that side, and I don't really care what this sounds like. You're conservative, Republican, call it whatever you want, conservative. my opinion is because I'm conservative, I'm pro-American. You have a wider view. You're not, you're not ashamed to sort of draw the line. Nope, that's on the other side. So I have to disagree with them, regardless. What I think you have to do is, especially these liberals and progressive, they say they're liberal, but if you don't agree with them, they condemn you, they attack you, they threaten you. How liberal is that? It isn't liberal. They need to sort of chill out, take a few deep breaths, relax, and, well, wait a minute, that might be a valid point, but they refuse to take off their blinders and even explore it. They absolutely refuse, and that's the sad part.
Another thing I find interesting, and I wonder, when these white people that we call supremacists and we call all, or the KK, but if these white people support the BLM, are they supremacists? You know what I'm saying? Are they haters of the black people or whatever? In other words, because they're white, they support the BLM.
Right, or are they, plants to overthrow the BLM, right? Because they're white.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why I don't understand why people have to label people. I am who I am, and I like who I am. I'm gay, yeah. Okay, I'm not embarrassed by it, but I don't need to.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I do. We both do that very well, Dave. But my feelings are is that just be you.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
I've had people. I can remember I've had people stay away from him because he's gay with their little children. Because back in the days, they would automatically assume that you're going to hurt a child.
My sister was like that, and I told I explained to her. I said, you got to get that out of your head. I said, homos are not pedophiles.
No.
I says you got to make. I says just because they have a same-sex attraction, I says is one thing. I says they're not attracted to kids. I says that's what a pedophile is. They're attracted to kids. That could be anyone.
It's mostly straight people.
And finally, it's I never really realized that.
And I love it when they hide behind the Bible, or they're a coach, or they're a teacher, and you would trust these children to the care of the coaches, school bus drivers. You would trust them all, know, and they may be because they're straight up. And how many children's hearts are broken, and it bothers me when they label. I think I hate. Well, my very good gay friend.
Oh, I know.
Why not just say my? Am I going to say my very good black friend? No.
Right.
Am I going to go very good? My friend.
Exactly right.
And this is what I get annoyed about. And but it's life. Life goes on. And this is what I'm quite happy staying in my apartment and doing the yard work. How about you? You mean when you work at another job and you're happy doing it, plus you do the readings. Do you judge the person by color, creed, or whatever? You just wait on them, right?
Not at all. But I think it's fortunate, especially because I got a bartending job now, which I like. I have to keep the location discreet because I don't,
they don't
they'll all be coming in to want me to serve them. No.
Hey,
anyway,
Dave, I saw you.
I know. But it's funny because you go up and you have to wait on people. It's the funniest thing. I do a lot. It's just the energy. It's like this person's nice. You get a nice warm feeling from this one. Then you get you go up to somebody else and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, let me just get this person's drink. I'm staying clear.
Are you a good listener?
I am, but you have to be.
It's like a bartender's like a psychologist. You hear all their whoa.
You would not believe what people unload on you, and you've only known them for 30 seconds.
But it still makes your life exciting.
It does.
It
does. It's interesting.
You know. Well, I think you're right. I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, I didn't get that
Yeah,
feeling he
yeah.
was when you
I'm
asked
not
the
surprised.
question. Oh, really?
You know, I try to believe that things are going to happen to whatever. Everything happens for a reason. Even if you and I carried the show on or whatever. Because I changed the date and he was fine with it because he couldn't come on last weekend. Now, he's just got a new position with the executive builders, home builders, so maybe that's taking up his time and not realizing it.
Yeah, it's
You know.
just a quick aside. See, I forgot my mints. My throat's raspy already, so I'm gonna be coughing.
Well, you got out to get him then. Look, you're very easily dry-throated, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. You know what? I think it's from all the years, court reporting, because I use my voice. I repeat everything that's being said. They call it voice writing, and I think that's why. Because in court,
Yeah, you have to be precise.
right, and so I'm doing the mints, and it's the same thing, but I think that is
Well, remember,
why.
the spirits, when you see testing, you see how far you go without them. Okay.
Right. Well, I got the water here. I'm
Yeah.
taking my time
There
with
you
the
go.
water.
Yeah.
I should be all
You
right.
should always fill the bottle up with water.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. If worst comes to worst, the bubbler's right outside.
And went out to Lowell's today. They got some pretty. We bought flowers because I have a bird bath now, and we have a
Nice,
fountain
yeah.
in it. It's pretty good, beautiful. And we got it so we can put flowers in it.
Mm-hmm.
To me, flowers. To me, flowers are Scott. Very invigorating. They bring life.
They do.
And they bring you beauty. When you're sad, all you have to do is look at the flowers and it'll bring your hopes up.
I agree. And it's, people, it's easy for you to say that. No,
Yeah.
it's that easy to accomplish it. That, I try to get that across to people all the time. Oh, that's because you always do that, you have that outlook, so that's why it's easy. No, but you can have the outlook just as easy.
Anyone can have that. Hey, I am great. I am positive. Look if they want to. Or
Yeah.
you and I could actually sit down. Oh, I'm never gonna get ahead. It's
I know.
never gonna happen. I've been there,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you have.
I sure have.
I'm gonna throw in the towel now, and I can't do this.
No,
I can't
poor
do
me.
that. But,
Poor me. Right.
And when I start feeling that, you know what Scott does? When I start pouring me in, he walks out of the room.
He's smart.
Yeah, I can remember one time. You ever have a dream that's so real?
I have had dreams that have seemed so real.
I had a dream that Scott never had to go out separate. I woke up, the poor guy, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to leave me, you're going to do this. And he just turned over and went back to sleep. He didn't feed into it, And so, he's been very supportive of whatever I do or whatever. Now we're starting to take active part in doing our TV show or whatever. And I think it's fantastic. And like he's putting the flowers out front, and we work together. We get the bird bath out. We do it as a team,
Uh-huh.
And when we cook dinner, I do the grunt work. He does the cooking,
Yeah.
But if they work and there's a reason why I tell you this kind of a story, because if you're in a relationship, work as a team, communicate with each other.
That's one of the biggest downfalls. They don't communicate, or they stop after a time. I know they stop communicating, and it starts to unravel.
When you start doing that, and there's a lot, and the people, and when you stop communicating with each other, then you run into a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
true.
I don't mean communicating by smacking your girlfriend or boyfriend around. I don't mean by name calling.
Unless they enjoy it.
Right. There you go. But that's true. Some of them may. But the second, a lot of women have been abused by their boyfriends or their spouses because they feel they're not worthy.
Exactly. That's
and
true.
This is where, I do a lot of counseling. Okay, and I'm always amazed at how so many men abuse their women, and it's the other way around as well.
Yeah.
Welcome to Norm's Community Corner.
Hi, Norm.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, and you?
Not too bad. What are you up to?
Yeah.
You feeling good? Feeling better? Oh, how's your cousin doing?
She's still in a nursing home. You know, one day she's good, and next day she's not. What? She's saying hi to you.
Oh, hi.
Say
Yeah.
hi.
Did you hear? Hi there. Did you hear her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hi. Yeah. That's Sophie.
Yeah. What? No, the week after next you're coming on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, she's bringing it a
so-
little late. Yeah.
You remember Muffin Girl, my black and white one?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost her 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I'm sorry, but she's
Yeah,
with. But
I
she's.
had to put it down. She had cancer.
Oh, now she's getting. Now she's the one. Now she's with Daddy, right? I want you
Yeah.
to know that. Okay.
Yeah,
And
she had
when-
cancer of the face.
Oh no, that must have been really painful
Yeah.
for her. So you do what you have to do, you know.
Yeah, I had to. She was in just way too much pain, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Way too much pain.
Right. And how are you doing otherwise?
Pretty good. I fell a couple of weeks
Oh.
ago coming out of my bedroom. No, I don't even know how I did it, but I'm gone into therapy now because my left leg, my left leg is it's very weak right now.
Yeah. Okay.
And stuff, so.
I'm planning very shortly to have a cookout at my house, Mary. So, and we'll have Dave come in and we'll have a big cookout. Have their friends and invite you to come with us
Alrighty, thank you.
when you feel better. You know. So, are you still doing? Will I tell everybody who you are, Mary?
Yeah, I'm cruising with Mary. I'm on every Thursday at 5 o'clock, same channel,
Yeah.
channel 23.
Yeah. And you're also
And
on
we're live
Facebook,
on,
right?
on TV, and we're live on Facebook.
Mary and I cannot communicate to each other on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't get you.
No, I
The
Facebook her
powers
and all
that
that.
be. The powers that be.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't agree with our political views, Mary. Who knows? You know.
No, who cares?
Yeah, that's
Don't
it,
bother
you
me a
know.
bit.
Yeah.
Too much energy.
Yeah,
The
there
vibration
you go.
is too high for
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
to
I
handle.
don't
That's
care.
what it is.
Yeah.
They don't bother me.
No, me either. You know what? I go on. I don't see on Facebook like I used to spend hours on it.
Good. Oh, I
Yeah,
never
now,
did.
If I do at the most, I'll do an hour.
I don't even do that.
And and I have a routine.
Wow.
Mary's very routine too, right, Mary?
Huh?
You're very routine as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get up and go for
I
my
am.
walk, and then I plug my coffee in, then I go for my walk, and I turn my
No.
computer on. I have my. Well, Mary has a kitty cat that when Mary comes on my show with me, she has to watch it on the show, and then we have
Oh,
to
really?
stop at
Crystal.
and then we have to stop at Market Basket and get Crystal some chicken.
Yeah, and she steals it.
Yeah, Mary was talking on the phone. I think you were talking to me, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, and she went right up there, and that's mine.
Yeah. It's cute because she took the paper apart, never chewed the paper, and got right into that chicken.
Yeah.
And I tried to take it away from her. She put a paw on it like saying, it's my chicken.
Yeah, don't you dare now. Yeah. And Mary had to put real butter on the chicken, too.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, when I found
Oh, yeah.
amazing, Mary, when I came home from the hospital over a month ago, now it's been almost 2 months.
Wow.
And when I got home from being overnight for 2 different, Big Boy, the cat, Big Boy, come up and lay right down beside me. Let me make sure
I
I listen.
know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they do.
My
Yeah,
dog,
he's a beautiful cat. He's
Yeah.
a big, beautiful cat.
Yeah.
Big boy.
my dog I used to have, the Chicky. The minute Mary
Oh,
come
she was
in,
cute.
that dog was all over us. We couldn't go near Mary until Mary showed attention to that dog.
Wow.
Am I
Yeah.
right, Mary?
And yeah. And remember how they love my jacket to lay down on?
Oh yeah, she would somehow knock the jacket down and clawing up on Mary's jacket. And Mary was so nice about it; she didn't get upset about it or anything. The dog literally snored while I was sleeping on it.
Yeah. They want to give me my jacket back.
Yeah, see, that's the thing people don't realize, and I get so upset. And I know you too, Mary, because we both had the same, and you too. if you can't take care of the pet, then don't get them.
I agree.
If you're going to name call your dog or your cat, don't get them. It's just as bad as calling children names.
It is.
Yeah.
And they know. That's
Of
what
course they know.
they know.
Oh, Mary, want to hear something funny? My
What's
granddaughter has a French poodle now. Her and her new boyfriend, which he's a really nice guy. And I guess they
Yeah.
had some money on the coffee table. And the French poodle got hungry and decided to eat the money. Luckily, they were able to get it out, And, when you get, so you can, Mary, you'll have to meet Sonny, Mike and Tammy's dog that they're babysitting.
Oh, the little beagle?
Yeah, oh, you met her, haven't you?
Yeah, oh my God, she's beautiful.
Didn't she?
I met her when they first got her. It was a couple of years ago when they got her.
Yeah. And one time, Mary was at the house, and they had another dog named Harley. And Mary was eating some steak on the kebab, fish kebab, and the dog, just like that, took it out. We had to put the dog's mouth open, so we couldn't. She went, Mary.
Yes, that was good. I thought he wanted, I gave him a piece of chicken.
Yeah.
And next thing I turned my head, he had the whole thing.
Yeah. So we had to pry that stick out.
Oh my God. That was
But,
so
you know,
funny. But it wasn't funny though. He didn't want him to joke on
Oh
that.
no, we managed to get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's if you love your animals. They're people. I mean, but they're not people. They are. They're my family, as far as I'm concerned.
And mine, they're all my
Yeah,
buddies.
they're my family too. I got 3 girls left now.
Have you? Oh.
I had 6 at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Wow.
Cat.
6.
And I'm down to 3 right now. And I really have to get one for Crystal because
Yeah.
she misses Muffin Girl so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, she's starting to cry in the middle of the night, going to the door, trying, looking for her now.
See, that's what people don't understand. Just because they have kittens, or the dogs have their puppies, or the horses have their... Well, these mothers, they suffer the loss.
Yeah. They do.
When they get when these puppy pounds, as I call them, I don't believe in puppy. So
No, me neither.
Me
you know,
neither.
They raise the dogs just to make money, and they forget the emotions of the dog.
That's true. Yeah.
And
they
I'll
do.
tell you, I had a dog
And
trainer.
you know what else they do? And I think it's so gross for anybody to do it. It's like you did a puppy pound and stuff. They have them. They keep having puppies for them.
Yeah.
And then when the dog can't have any more, they're done. They can't have any more puppies or anything. They will literally take that puppy, push it way to one side, don't feed it, and let it die because they can't have any more puppies from that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad.
It's a horrible, horrible.
There has something out there has to be done about cruelty.
Yeah.
It needs to be done.
They got tougher laws, but that's not enough officers to enforce it.
But it ain't strong enough. It ain't
No.
strong enough. They need someone that, if you're abusive to animals, I don't care if it's a fish you're abusing.
Yeah.
You don't own another cat or a dog or a fish or a bird.
Nope.
You should not have another animal. And they should be able to go take 6 months to a year in jail for what they do.
Oh, long.
I agree
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
what they should be doing. But they don't do it.
No.
So what do? They go and get more animals and abuse them.
Or they go to another state. I know a person who lived in North Carolina, and he was forbidden to have any type of animal. And he moved here to Manchester. Now he has a dog.
Wow.
And I guess, you don't, I always say, if you go, put yourself in that animal place,
Yes.
how would you, or in that nursing home or whatever, it could be us. I wasn't a nice guy growing up either, and I had to learn a lot of valuable lessons. Don't abuse people, don't abuse animals, and I had to learn, we let Mary beat them up for me,
There you go.
I miss the old days sometimes. Do you, Mary?
Yeah, how true.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jim called the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Great.
He's coming on with you and that lady. Yeah.
Oh, you mean his wife, Mary?
Yeah. No. Jim and Mary are coming on with a lady that you're coming on with.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Irene?
Yeah, that's her name.
Irene, yeah.
Yeah, she makes
Yeah,
beautiful
she's a
globes.
sweet lady.
Yeah. I have to behave myself. Mary said that she's going to beat me up.
Yeah, you really do know.
Uh-uh.
Really.
I will.
She's such a sweet, sweet lady.
Well, she
She
might
really
surprise us being on here. You never know. But one thing that is very good is your cousin now. Is she in the nursing home all the time now?
Oh yeah, yes. She's been there over a year now.
Oh.
In the nursing home, almost 2 years
Yeah,
coming out.
yeah.
She's going to be there, and there's no way that she can come out at all. There's no way.
All we
I
can
would
do is
like
pray
to
for
take
her.
her now that and everything. Take her out to Dunkin' Donuts and get a sandwich, but she cannot walk anymore.
Oh
So she
no!
literally, they have to pick her up, put her in a wheelchair, and move her around because she can't walk anymore.
Well, is she getting good care?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
That's
if they don't, they know they have to answer to me. They answer to me twice, and they
Uh-oh.
know who I am.
Yeah. I worked at
I
a lot
won't.
of.
I won't put up with it.
No, I worked at a lot of different nursing homes, and the one best nursing home I ever worked in was the Hillsborough County Nursing Home
Which is where?
over in Goffstown.
Yeah, it's called Grassman. Years
Grassfield,
ago.
yeah. There used to be a nursing school there.
Huh?
There used to be a nursing school there with a prisoner, and then there used to be a jail there and all
Yeah,
that.
it was across the street.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was across the street. That's where they used to have people would go in for 6 months, less than a year.
Yeah.
And they had the farm. In fact, the ones they could have, they used to be outside taking care of the animals and everything.
Yeah.
And across the street was the old nursing home. It was called Grassman back
Right.
then.
Yeah. Well, that's how I
That's
actually
when
got
they
into
built the new one
Yeah.
behind it.
I went to the Merrimack County Nursing Home, and in the room I stayed in was right next door to the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And the prisoners, it was like when you could always tell who was coming. And the prisoner enjoyed getting outside, working in the garden, and they would make their own bread. And all of a sudden, the Civil
Yeah.
Liberties Union got into it and said, you can no longer do that. This is abusing the prisoners' rights.
Wow.
So they
Yeah,
lost
they
it all.
made some beautiful furniture in there.
Oh yeah, and they earned their
Yeah.
own money, and like that. And they said inmate or people that were like home would come in and work for $1 a day, once a month. They get their pay. You'd see them off they go, back in income.
Hey, they worked for it.
Yeah,
So.
and and all that is taken away, And,
Yeah, but now they have it up in Concord now, up on North State Street.
uh-huh.
They have a little store. But I don't know if they have it open, but with everything that was going on, they had to close it because people. And once it opens up, then they'll show what the prisoners make.
Right.
It will be open again. It'll be up for sale again for the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, a friend of mine bought a whole bunch of nice stuff up there. She bought a couple
Yeah,
of
they got
chairs
beautiful
and a
stuff
nice
in there.
bureau, and that's all handmade by the prisoners.
Yeah.
So I'm a firm believer that, if they had the right classes, they can be rehabilitated. If they
Oh
want
yeah.
to
Right, if they
Some
want
of
to
the
be.
some of the stuff they made, it was on the design,
be. Yeah,
and it was gorgeous.
yeah.
They would make.
Yeah. See, I'm a firm believer. Yeah, you can make a mistake, but if you really want to, I'm not going to say. I hate that word, rehabilitate. If you want to change your way of life, it's up to you. You can do it.
That's right.
That's true.
One mistake, it's all right. When you go 2 and 3 times, that's not a mistake.
Yeah, but when you got to keep in mind is there's some people they love being in jail.
Yeah, because
really
they're
do.
conditioned to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
They're real comfortable there.
Yeah,
They're,
I know. I knew somebody.
I know someone like that.
I'm
That's
not bashful
always
to
going
say
on.
it.
Yeah.
It was my cousin. Everybody knew Frankie.
Yeah, he was a
stay
great
out
guy.
during the summer, and he would do something to go back in the winter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
Frankie. A lot of people, oh my God, you had family. Yeah, I did. I had a cousin
Yeah.
that did that. And he'd come out during the summer, he would work, he'd go around washing
Yeah.
windows, store windows
Yeah.
during the summer and everything else. But the minute it got cold, he was right back in Valley Street.
Right, and,
Yeah.
and that's the
Come
way it
back
was.
up again.
When I worked
Now,
at the
that's
Merrimack.
not crazy, that's smart.
Yeah, free room and board.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But everybody makes mistakes.
yeah.
I'm
that's
sure
right.
back in my younger years, I probably some of the things I might have done. I'm just grateful I never got caught out.
Yeah,
Put
and
it that
nobody,
way.
That was
nobody,
me, yeah.
to me, nobody is perfect
No,
in this world.
no, and it's that but like you said, because if a person's been in 5 to 10 years, my understanding is, and I could be wrong, But my understanding, they become institutionalized. It's hard to get onto, they get outside, they do this, they do that, just to go back because they get in that comfort zone. They know they're going to get 3 meals a day.
Exactly, yeah.
And they can learn a trade, or they can sit in their, I guess, their rooms there in pods or whatever they call them. They're not called cells anymore, they're called pods.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, excuse me.
Okay, yeah. We have to be, that's like a mother is not called a mother anymore. The pregnant lady who gives birth. They're called
birthing person.
Birthing person. That is so
sickening.
ridiculous. I'm sorry. I respect my mom. I didn't know her. Mary, you would never lose the respect for your mother, and you would never call her a birthing person.
Never.
Oh,
I would never dare like they do today. Some kids call their mother and father by their first name.
Yeah.
If we ever did that, we'd get a hand up beside the head.
You're not kidding. I would have got the wooden spoon on the head.
You call me, either mom, dad, or whatever.
Yeah.
But you don't call me by my first name.
No. Well, my son does because he's with my stepchildren until he gets and we still once in a while he'll call me dad or something like that when he wants something, or whatever. But Mary can tell you that my son and daughter-in-law and I have a great relationship.
They're good people.
Yeah, my daughter-in-law does not like carrots. She hates them. Mary makes carrots. She has to make a special dish for my daughter-in-law.
Wow.
Right, Mary?
Yeah, and that's funny because she doesn't like that many, vegetables.
No.
But it's a recipe that my grandfather used to make. It's a Canadian recipe for carrots.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I made them that day, and she liked them.
Yeah. Mary makes a lot of Canadian dishes, and they are supreme. Like I said, we'll have a cookout. We'll have Mary come over, and you come in.
Yeah.
And we'll bring the mothers in.
Sounds
we'll
like
have
fun.
Mary make one of her carrot specials or whatever special, because we have a good time. If anybody leaves my table hungry, that's their own fault, right,
It's
Mary?
your fault. That's true now.
Yeah.
It's their fault if they leave hungry.
Just don't get near the
I
dogs.
agree with
But anyway, so I'm gonna let you go, Mary. And one thing I want you to know, give Crystal a big hug for me. And hi, Crystal. So when you get ready on it, let me know, Mary. We'll have to stop at Market and get that chicken for her.
Alrighty.
And my blessing to you, and I'm sorry about your loss, but at least she's not in pain anymore.
No, she's not in pain. That night she was so much in pain. I couldn't take it anymore. That she was so much in pain.
Yeah.
She was suffering too much, so I had to do something.
Yeah.
And then, if anybody really needs it's 24/7, Norm. This hospital, it's up in Concord, and it's off the old road that used to be the old Highway Hotel Road.
Oh, boy, do I remember the Highway Hotel.
The nicest.
Yeah.
I can't say how nice they were to me.
Well, that's cool.
They let me sit there, with muffins before anything happened, before they put her to sleep. They were, they were positive with me. I can't explain how nice they were to me.
That's pretty good.
Going through that. And that's what really, and they were concerned. That's what it takes when you have people like that. Has to have a cat put away. You need people like them.
Right. When my
He's not going to holler at you.
Yeah. When my son had his dog Holly put to sleep because he was pretty sick, and they went and said goodbye and stuff, and then my son got a bill for $26, and they had not yet cremated Harley. 3 months later, they had him in the cold storage, and it's the Manchester Animal Hospital, the emergency one. And they had him sitting there. But instead of sending him a bill and say, oh, you owe $26, they sent him let him know that Holly was still in the cold room there.
Right, yeah.
How cold when money's that important, over $26, that's ridiculous.
It is, yeah.
I agree.
It is ridiculous.
Imagine that, because Tammy and Mike were finally getting used to Holly not being there. And then, for them, that's traumatizing.
It is.
It is.
It really is, Yeah, Mary and I know. Come find out some of the relation that Mary knows. I know quite a few of them too, like Harry and her Sonny, and all these other Earl and all these other people. I knew them all.
Some of them sound sketchy.
Oh, they were. We had a good time. Anyway, Mary, I'm going to let you go.
All right, we'll catch you later.
As soon as I get this squared
Bye-bye.
away. Yeah, and you have a good night. I'll let you know and remind you about coming on the show.
All righty, catch ya.
Okay, take it easy. No more falling
Yeah.
down.
All righty,
Yeah.
catch ya.
Okay,
Bye.
yeah, bye-bye.
Right.
We've known each other for, oh God, 50, 60 years.
Well, it's a while.
Yeah, when I was in nursing school, she lived in Concord, and I'd start to fight, she'd fight it for me.
Nice.
But, as we were talking, I always find it interesting, death. It's not a terrible word.
Well, sort of, for someone like you or I, it's not a terrible word, but you mentioned death, people panic. They panic.
Like when their cat is on a new journey. It's going on into a new
Right.
journey. Like when you get divorced, that's like a funeral. That's like death because you're letting go of everything.
Right, or up until that point is all.
Or you break
Finished.
up you break up with your relationship.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of like a death? Because
It is.
in it, and you got a whole new beginning. Every day
That's
is a death day. Every day is a new beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah, and to me that I realize that people die. The one thing I don't like hearing saying, "Oh, he looks so good in that casket," or "She looks." Oh,
doesn't
come
that- I
on!
know it.
They're shells. But not only that, how do they look better when they're alive?
Exactly, I know.
Yeah.
That's true.
If anybody has anything you want to talk about, give us a call at 640-3091. We'll be very happy to chat with you. If you want a reading, David and I said there. Be very happy to give you a quick reading. Don't be afraid to give us a call. Or if you disagree with us, that's fine too. No one has to agree with me. I'm not going to say, because you don't agree with me, so you're going to hell.
That's me. Or, if they want to ask our opinion on something.
Yeah.
Hey, dial in.
Now be careful.
I'm loaded with opinions. You might not
No.
like them, but I'm loaded with them.
We would never give anybody that idea. Your brother can be pretty opinionated, too.
Wow. No question about that. Talk about, stubborn and, pig-headed.
Yeah. I was going to have my friend Rick on, but I thought that Mayberry's going to be on. So, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'll get him on next time we
Yeah,
go on,
but
But-
my brother, he's got really strong convictions in certain
And you're not going to change him.
issues.
Does he
No.
have a wife and children?
Well, he's got children, and he had 2 wives. He doesn't have one.
I can understand what. He's a great guy, though. He really is. He just sometimes gets over-exuberant.
Yes, good way to put it. Yes, indeed, good way to put it.
He'd be good and now for him on a talk show, if he had his own talk show, he'd be really good at it.
I keep telling him to go for it. He keeps saying he's going to go for it. I don't know what the hesitation is.
I encourage anybody that's out there, if you have something you want to talk about, or if you want to do like a wrestling show or a talk show, or they have one guy who did a drag queen show. If you got something that political or whatever you want to do, and within the boundaries of respect or whatever, give these guys a call. They'll be happy to talk to you. Brandon will, Joe will, and I'm sure Jason will. All they're gonna do is just give them a call.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not local, find someone who will be local and pay for you, because it is our local cable. And I love doing my show. I actually look forward to it. Do you enjoy coming on?
I enjoy it immensely. It's a lot of fun. The energy is spectacular.
Well, I'm not going to zap you today, but maybe tomorrow. I'll get into that witchcraft. People think that I can zap them. That's like, if everyone says, how come you don't win the Powerball or the Mega Bucks? Do you realize, Dave, if we had that energy to do that, how rich we could be?
We'd win Powerball and Mega Millions every single drawing.
Yeah, ain't that?
And give me 5, I'd be winning that 100,000 every day.
Yeah.
I mean,
And we'd be richer than Trump.
that's right.
I mean, you think about it, you know.
We'd be like Bezos. We'd be as rich as Bezos, right?
Yeah.
Not only could we play this, we could play every lottery in the country.
And win them all.
And the Canadian lottery and wherever else they have lotteries. Multi-billionaire in a week's time.
Yeah. You know, and you'd get bored with all that money.
I was just going to say, but then how much fun would that be?
One guy would tell me, he's an analyst for people who win like Powerball.
Mm-hmm.
He says that, like, say like you win $100 million, he said, take your first year and spend $1 million, like all the first year, spend $1 million like you're going out of style, because then you're going to get sick of spending money.
Right. Well, yeah, I think I would. I mean, there's a few things I would, buy. I buy a new car.
Yeah.
Mine's,
I'm pretty
nothing
cheap,
wrong with
so,
the one
yeah.
I have, but.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty cheap, so I don't know if I spend it or not, But I would give it all to, the family, a lot to charity.
That's me. I would, too. If I had a lot of money, this is where I would give it to the church, because I think it's important that they spread the word of God.
The true church.
The
true church of God.
Right.
Start your own church, actually. That's what I plan on doing.
Yeah. And then I'd so love to repay them, the Animal Rescue League of Boston, because I've gotten several cats there, that have been my buddies. So I'm going to say I've gotten, I think, how many cats have I gotten there? 3 cats. But, 3 cats over the span of over 30 years. But the cats, for some reason, the cats I got there, spectacular.
Now, you got Fred there?
I got Fred there. Oh, speaking of Fred, I just found this out. I thought he was 10. He's only 9.
Uh-huh.
I just found his, because I'm still going through boxes that I take, since moving. I just went through this box the other day. I go, Animal Rescue League of Boston. It was his adoption papers.
Yes.
I mean, I thought I got him in 2011. I got him in 2012. So he's only 9, imagine.
Want to tell people who you are and how they get a hold of you?
Yep. David B., Lowell Medium Shop. You can go online and contact me through that. But a better way and a more direct way, and to get a faster response, you can just call me, 617-777-2236. No problem there. Or email me, Biffid, BIFFID, @yahoo.com. Psychic readings, tarot readings, psychic oracle card readings, crystal ball readings. Yours for the taking. So get in contact.
You can also, I'm on Facebook, you're on Facebook, but if you
Yep.
need a reading, go to my Norman Moody on Facebook, and I'll get that to you ASAP. And you can email at psychicvisionmynorm@comcast.net. And my website, as it shows on there, is spiritualvisionary.net. And my number is 289-4789, or you can call Scott at 785.
1684.
What is it?
1684.
1684. Yeah. And we'll be very happy to set up an appointment with you. Will I ever tell you I'm 100% right? No, I absolutely will not tell you that. And when I do readings on crossovers or meditate, on the people medium work, I guess they call it, I ask you a lot of times to visualize what the person looks like.
Well, that's me a lot, almost every time. That's how I usually start. I see them.
Yeah.
And that's how I usually start.
I'll say, like, did your dad wear a cap? Did he have a baseball hat? Did he wear glasses? Did he have a little belly? Enjoy his alcohol, and stuff like that.
It's funny when I mention alcohol, because it's either, they show up, it's either I'll see a wine glass and they hold it. It comes at me like this. They hold it out. A wine glass, a cocktail glass, or a bottle of beer.
Yeah. Or
That's-
if they have a cup of coffee, they all say to them.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
coffee
Did
mug.
your
yeah.
mother wear, an apron and she's sitting in a recliner, a rocking
Mhm.
chair and stuff? You
Yeah.
know? This way that people know that you're real.
That's true.
And if I don't get the right person, then I'll send them back, and if the right person will come in. But a lot of times, too, I'll get messages from them. Like when her cat Muffin that just passed. And I hope you, Mary, you're still listening. 'Cause I want you to know, Mary, that the mother of the cat, the natural mother, is very happy and excited to have the baby home. And she thanks you and Addie for the care that you gave to the cat. You know, and I do. Do you communicate with the animals
Do
when
I?
they cross over?
I don't, because that's new to me. I've not, like, I've dabbled here and there, but just for, I'm going to say, like, I don't know, maybe a year and a half or 2 years.
It all comes in time.
Yeah.
And I see, I don't take classes. I teach it, but I don't take classes. Anybody's interested, give us a call. I allowed my spirit to be my teacher.
The best.
Oh yeah,
The best
and
teacher.
if you don't listen to your spirit guides and your angels, I don't know about you, but I get to a rim of wow, either you're going to listen to me or you're going to be in trouble type of.
Well, you get all these messages, and when you talk to people, they also get messages from their guides, but they don't realize what happens if you don't follow the messages, right? Sometimes, I mean, when I get them, I do, I notice them, I act on them, but let's face it, sometimes you don't, and what happens when you don't? You end up in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
no question about it. And everybody, people I know, did this. Oh, I made a bad decision. I ended up here. I didn't want this to happen. This happened. It wasn't good. And then when you talk to them, it's, what do you find, because we know, you know the right questions to ask. And what is it? They've got messages from their spirit guides, but they just totally discount them. And I always tell them, I says, look at what you're telling me. You knew what was going to happen if you did this and not that.
Yeah. That's like my friend Bob and I, we were heading down to Salem.
Mass?
And we started going this way because we didn't listen. And sure enough, there were trees in the road where they were doing one work. So we changed and we went to another area. So, sure enough, and I said, see, you weren't supposed to go down there today. So I'm a firm believer. Listen, a lot of people say, well, I don't hear my mother speak or I don't hear my dad speak. And I tell them, listen to them. Listen to their voices. Don't be afraid of them. Because the one thing that I know, your negative energy cannot read your thoughts.
That's
the negative energy can confuse whatever you're trying to do and because of the energy. But that's the way you have to learn to overcome the negative energy and work with the positive side of it. See, we need to have the hate and we need to have the love, unfortunately, with the negative and the positives. But we have to learn how to balance it out. Hey, we're giving a free class here.
Yeah.
But we have to learn how to balance.
And all I have to do is just retain just a little bit, and they'll notice what a difference.
Yeah. Do you enjoy what you're doing?
I love what I'm doing.
You enjoy life?
I have the time of my life every day. Every day.
And that's I never really. I got to tell you, I enjoy my life. I enjoy everything that goes on. But I think in the last 3 months, I've enjoyed it more because I've overcome. There you go, like we talked about hurdles. I overcome cancer. I overcome. And I'm working to get my sugar level better. I lost weight. Oh, I gained 10 pounds. I'm not too happy with that, so I got to lose that right away.
That's right. Cut the chocolate.
I don't eat chocolate. I can't eat it. As much as I love it. Oh, I got to take that back. I had a mound the other day. You like mounds?
I love them.
Oh, I think. And Scott was thinking of me. He said, here, so. And I said, well, I need that energy. Oh, I love them. And I said, well, then I go on a guilt trip. Because, me being diabetic, it's, oh my God. Or I love salt,
I like salt, too.
Yeah, so I'm working my way from both of them,
Yeah.
And now one thing that I'm looking, and I have more, I would tell Scott, more energy now since I've had my surgery done and all this. I didn't realize how tiring I was all the time, But now I'm walking. Scott and I work on the backyard together. We'll do it. Scott works on the flowers out front, and I go walk. And everybody says, "You're always so positive." I go, "Yeah, I don't have. Do you have time to be negative?"
I know. I know, really. Not only do I really not have time because I'm always sort of positive, but it's like, even if I had time, why bother? Why be negative? I, you know.
I can tell when my sugar level isn't quite cool. 'Cause poor Scott, he gets the brunt out of it. I know you don't want to cook. You didn't ask me if I wanted for breakfast. I'm minute
What is
things.
it, make you crabby?
Yeah, I get minute little things. Okay, and the poor guy, he just now he goes and gets express, and he ignores me now. You know when I did one of those moves. Well, that's okay. Blah 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 blah. But he like. We'll have, and he, by the way, folks, he does put all my food on a separate place, just to let you know. Right, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Good.
puts, yeah,
See that?
he really does. So I'm very spoiled. You're going to meet someone that's going to do that for you, too.
Well, we'll see. The
But-
door's open.
Yeah.
The door is open.
Yeah, I never thought that I would actually find that. I mean, I'm going along. I was sitting there one day, I said, oh my God, I've been out with, what have I done in my past? But now I'm learning how to let go.
Yeah, you have to, because
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all have a past. Plus, we don't live there anymore.
No,
we don't live
that's
there
it.
anymore.
One of the cards that shows up quite frequently with me is let go. And this is what I'm doing, slowly
Yeah.
let go and everything, slowly. And it's important that we let go. I don't
It
care
is.
you or me. I don't. And people out there, And how about doing 3 cards for the people out there for the city of you live in London, or the state of New Hampshire? How's that?
All right, for the state of New Hampshire, I'll do 3
Then I'll do
psychic cards, not tarot cards. So
Oh, you can do 3 of each.
all right, well, I'll do 3 of these first. I'll do 3 of the psychic oracle cards first
Yeah.
for the state of New Hampshire. So let's see where it's going to start. All right, so it starts with spiritual union, which to me is, if you could see it, they're putting their heads together. It's what were we talking about at the beginning of the show, Norm, right? About, never mind trying to separate people, showing people their differences, and showing people what they disagree with. In other words, so, never mind all that opposites. Let's see what we have in common. Let's investigate and explore what makes us come closer together. Let's open the door and take off the blinders and show each other love instead of hate, because you have this opinion and I have that opinion. And it all starts at home and just snowballs and gradually becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And so it can start right here in New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's always been, the first live free or die. So let's show the rest of the country how to really live free or die, and live in harmony. And of course, here we are, and then it goes, okay, accelerated motion. As you can see in the card, what is she doing? She's looking up there for the heavens. And what do? You look up to the heavens, and instead of letting your ego dictate your thoughts and how you should feel about this or feel about that, and how you look on different people, no, you look up to the heavens and see it with all the stars. You look up to the heavens. It's all inclusive. It's not exclusive, as unfortunately people in powerful positions try to dictate to us. And even sadder, some people believe it and follow their dictatorial suggestions. So there's just a few hurdles to overcome. Nothing big. It's a lot easier than you think. It's smoother than you think. So there you have it. And of course, the last card, it's unbelievable. Rejoice in celebration. Follow these 2 steps. Open up your hearts. Put our heads together. Let's look at our commonalities And, there'll be none of this divisiveness between this party and that party, or between red and between blue, or even between race, as they want you to believe that there's this big race divide. Just goes to show you. We can show them, let's show them how strong we really are.
And I agree with that too, because the one thing I agree with, what you said, isn't it amazing? We were just talking about that.
Right.
See how the cards work?
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. It's just
You know,
unbelievable.
the one thing that you don't have to agree with each other, but don't it would be boring if we all agreed with each other. You and I will have difference of opinions, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, like you said, the harmony of look at each other. You don't have to run up and hug them, and you don't have to do this. I don't like touching it to begin with, but just acknowledge each other. Hi,
Exactly.
how are you?
Yeah.
When I went down the street, I talked to everybody.
That's me. I do too all the time.
I love it. I talk to everybody, If they don't respond back, I'll say, oh, I'm sorry, you might be having a bad day, or maybe, whatever. So if it's gentleman, he's from another country, and I'm going to say, you call her. And I know it. I get him now, so at least he'll say hi.
That's
Because
good,
I
yeah.
don't give up.
Good for you. I do after a point. I mean, where I live, everybody's old. If it's one of those communities, you have to be old.
And they're pretty set. And they're pretty set in their ways. Yeah.
Right, but with some of them, I'm like you. I say hi to everyone. I don't care who they are. If I've seen them before or not, I say hi. I'll get to a point though, and some people, they give you the meanest look.
Oh, I love it when they do that, because I'll walk by and...
Right, I go, hello.
Yeah.
I go, hello.
Yeah. What I'll do when they're walking by, and I'll say, oh, I'm sorry if you're having a bad day or whatever, because that's what I like to... One of my co-hosts got upset with me when I said, oh, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Don't say that to people. I go, why not? That's who I am. I'm not changing. Don't you find I love when people try to change your thought, try to change your mind, and like that too. That's what happens here. Inner strength.
It's like a continuation.
Really, folks, we all have this hidden inner strength. We can use whatever power we have within us. Just calm up on your spirits, your angel guides. Some people call it God. I call it the universal spirit. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid. There's a woman that comes to my office. I love her dearly. And let me tell you what, I've never seen a woman has such strong inner strength that she does. And she's also, I'm trying to get her on TV with me because she can do the Spanish interpretation or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And that's one of my goals. I'd love to have someone come on that can interpret Spanish. I think that would bring the things up. But never, be afraid to use your inner strength. If you feel that you have to tell someone off, that's okay. If you have to tell God off, that's okay. There's nothing that says that you cannot do that, except unless you're a Christian or whatever. But I would also say, you have the right to be angry at God, but make sure, I guess if you want to ask for forgiveness of them, for doing that.
Exactly.
But it's okay. When I lost my sisters, I got very angry. And I said, when one of my sisters had passed away, never drank, never smoked, never, she died of cancer, whatever. And I had this guy who was staying at my house that was, homeless, and I'm not trying to get, and I really get upset. I said, God, you allowed this man to suffer, and then you took my, and I got really angry about it. But then it's okay, because once you ask for, it's like asking you and I for forgiveness for being angry,
Really?
People, oh, you can't do that. No, that's not true. If you're taught that you have no right to express your emotions, that's okay. But don't let them, with all these religions that, oh God, Allah, or whomever, don't, they say man, then woman, then that. I'm sorry. Woman works just as hard as a man does. And I know a lot of women who do construction work. And,
I don't know any.
Oh, I know a lot of them. There's one lady, in fact, she's a foreman in one of the big construction companies.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. She said the adversity that she had to overcome because of her being a female. Because remember, females were taught back in the old days where a woman stays home, gets pregnant, cleans the house, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now women become more limited, and I think that's great. But just don't ignore your children.
I agree.
Be kind, be good to your children. Don't work so that your children, and the sad part is many of the people have to have 2 jobs in order to survive.
Look at me. 2 part-time jobs.
Yep.
Poor me.
Yeah. And that's the way I feel. If I didn't have my readings, I don't know. I'd be lost. But you
Yeah.
know what? The
Well, I do that
always,
3 part-time
Yeah,
jobs.
yeah.
Excuse me.
the Spirit always provides.
And if you believe,
That's
if you
all
believe
you gotta
that-
do, believe.
that's
You know,
right.
Believe that you can be the winner. Oh, I'm
That's-
gonna die tomorrow. For some reason, when I got diagnosed with cancer, I started crying. Because I don't want to die.
Right.
But you know what? I said it is what it'll be what it's being. And then I said, you know what? I'm not going to let it defeat me.
That's right.
You unfortunately, see, I don't really believe in true handicap unless they're like in a wheelchair or like with Mary falling down and getting. Mary, you gotta watch that now. Stop trying to rush around. Love her. She's like a sister, But the true believer is body heal thyself.
That's true. It does. The body will. Or the other thing, too, which I've heard this, and I'm sure it's got to be true, because, if they say the divine, you call it divine, I call it God. To me, they're one and the same,
Yeah.
which they really are. All right? Created everything. And also, it's for every ailment or issue that a person has with his body, there's a natural remedy or a natural cure out there.
Right now I'm on some blood pressure for my cancer. I have to take a pill every day for the next 5 years. It's a preventative method.
Mm-hmm.
The pharmaceutical company want to keep everybody so drugged up.
Of course.
You got one drug counteracting against another one and another one and another one and another one. And that's why they call them practicing. I remember myself, because they don't know the answers. They're only going by what the pharmaceutical company people tell them,
Right.
And when I take my blood, my test or whatever, I hate doing it,
Would you
When
have to
Stick
stick?
my finger, Yeah, it's quick and easy.
I don't know if I could do that. I remember
you
we
can.
in junior high we did a test to figure out a blood type, and we had to prick our finger.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm telling
You
you,
get used to it after a while.
I don't know. Do you?
Yep. Interesting. I call the goddess angels.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another word for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
there again, God is a male, chauvinistic type person. Goddess are female. God in control, dominant. And if you follow what they say, the way I understand the Bible would tell me is that the angels I would love, and I'm sure they teach us, but they teach us a lesson with love. Okay, and when they tell me that God is an angry God, I have a
But
hard time
who
with that.
says that? See, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. They say that God condemns everybody. I'm sorry, I don't buy that.
No, he doesn't.
No.
I don't know where they get that either. I hear that too. I don't know where people get these concoctions about God, that he's evil and he's going to do you in and you're going to burn in hell for the rest of your life. He's a very loving and caring and comforting God. I don't know where they get that either.
Yeah, because you and I are going to hell. Welcome to North Community Corner.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to call in. This is the other brother.
Why no? That's my brother.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Jim?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good afternoon. God bless. Good
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you.
I'm glad I caught this show.
Any comments?
Norm,
Yeah.
I want to ask you something.
Okay.
Do you know that tomorrow is the birthday of an angel?
Oh, really?
Mhm. Yes,
Absolutely.
indeed.
She's 101 years old.
Who's that, Mother Teresa?
Mother
That is my
Philomena.
mother.
Oh, your mother?
Yeah.
Oh,
After
wow.
after her physical being, her spiritual being lives on, brother.
That's right.
But she's in your heart, right?
Oh, she's everywhere. God bless.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
bless.
And I bet she lets you know when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Unfortunately, I do a lot of what I'm not supposed to be doing. But,
He's one of
but
those
I'm,
that
I'm correcting it. I'm
he's
trying
one.
to correct that, and she knows that.
Right, but I was explaining it earlier, Norm, and you know it. You're one of those. You refuse to listen to your messages.
Well, it's a learning process.
It is.
You know, we got to get you back on the show again, there, Jim.
Oh yeah, I'd look forward to that. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yep.
That'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah. We'll
You
have you
guys
come
got
back.
another good- you guys got another
Just
good
don't have a
show
fist
going,
fight
and,
with Dave.
you gotta- Well, how about like around July 6th or 7th or whatever?
Well, let me check.
Unless
Let me check my schedule.
unless that's too soon.
Yeah,
Do you
kind
really
of.
have your schedule there?
No, I don't have it with me. It's at home. Now I'll get back to
Okay.
you because I got your phone number. So I'll give you a
Okay.
call and let you know.
And he's got an inside.
Okay.
He's got an inside source to
Yeah.
get to you. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you two can, as long as you two can not punch each other out, I'll be happy.
Well, last show we had a very minor episode, but we showed that it could be smoothed over and the show could end successfully.
And that's true.
On a
See,
note, though.
it shows you that we're all human.
That's right.
Yes,
we
we
are.
are.
You know.
It's all a matter of communication,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Hey,
Hey, I got a question. While we're on the line, I got a question for your co-host there.
no.
And David, I was wondering if you want to get together tonight to try to, in honor of celebrating Ma's birthday, or if you might want to get together tomorrow, like early afternoon at Golden Corral, and do something then.
Well, afterwards would be better because tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday I'm working.
Okay, how about tonight at the usual place?
Sounds good.
Where's that? The
About
Golden
7,
Corral?
7:30?
7:30 is good. No, the usual place, just for everybody who's curious, stumble in.
Great place.
Stumble in
Great.
Derry.
Oh.
What a fun
Yeah.
spot.
Is it?
The prices are really good. Yeah, it's not the menu's not that expensive, but the food is fantastic.
And
And
the
it's all-
atmosphere
Is it,
fun
is it
spot.
priceable? Is it
open and
affordable for
great.
cheapos like me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No quite. Yeah.
And I'm a cheapo.
Oh, you'd like it. You'd like it.
Let's go down sometime.
Yeah. We'll
You
go
know.
down.
Yeah. When I have Dave come over and we have a cookout, Jim, we'll have you come over and join us.
Yeah, let me know. Let me
I
know.
sure
That,
will. Yeah.
that always sounds good. Thanks.
We were supposed to have Matt Mayberry, but I guess he got busy with his new things here, so I can't vote for him. Then.
No, who was that? The one that was supposed
He's
to
running
be
for
here?
Congress, yeah. You know.
Hey,
That's
I
not a
wonder
good
if you
sign.
guys heard about? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I was wondering if you guys heard about the new Massachusetts state lottery. They
No.
call it Vax Millions. Did you hear about it?
I did. I
Vax
heard about it
Millions.
yesterday with the governor.
Now what?
Oh, stunning, huh?
You go in a
Oh, I
lottery
saw
to
that.
get vaccinated.
Oh yeah.
That's
Give me a break. You know,
What an insult of intelligence. And
Right.
to think people would take those great odds against their own safety and health and welfare.
But
Good
they
Lord.
do. But they do. You know, unfortunately, today, I mean, you know, recently, the time, people are desperate, so they'll do desperate.
we're going to keep you on the phone for at least 15 minutes, Jim. What do you think?
Say what?
We're going to keep you talking for the next 15 minutes. What do you think?
Well, I certainly don't want to monopolize.
Don't worry
the
about it.
phone time.
I just said it, right?
But if you get another call, let me know.
Yeah, but I will. But one thing that my son went and had that COVID test done before he went into the heart at CMC. They sent him a bill of $100, and I thought it was supposed to be covered by insurance and all that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead he get a bill for $100. A lady that I know in California,
Yeah.
she went to visit her grandmother, and every time she went, she didn't know, and every time she went to visit her grandmother, she had to pay $250 for every test.
That's unbelievable.
It's a moneymaker. That's all it is.
That's all it is. That's right.
Yeah. Hey, do you see when Trump's going to be going to the Mexican-Texas border?
Say again?
Trump has been invited. He's accepted. He's going to the Mexican-Texas border with the governor.
That's a good move.
Yep.
That's a good move.
Yep. You know.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Hang on there, Jim. Don't hang up yet. I got one more card here to go with. The moon.
Oh.
Okay. The moon represents to me that I call like things change every 6 moons, which is ever 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like Jim, there's some good changes coming for you in the next 6 full moons, which equals 6 full months. Okay.
God bless.
And are you ready to move?
Yeah, I'm always ready to move. Crazy things happening here.
Because I see you moving to another area, but it's not out of Manchester. It's still in Manchester, but it's another area that you're going to be much happier with, and there's not going to be a whole lot of crybabies around there. And then also financially in the next 7 moves, I see some improvement coming. I have to apologize. I forgot to ask him to.
Yeah, I'm working on some things, and I don't know, how you receive that information. But I got to thank you for that because good efforts are never wasted, really, and that's pretty. That's good for confidence, right there. That's very good.
Thank you. Stop beating yourself up.
Boy, that's a tall order, but I will keep trying.
Your mother told me to tell you to eat broccoli.
And I was at the corral today, and that's about the only veggie I didn't eat, but I will.
Yeah, the food is good at the corral, isn't it?
Oh my God, what quality it is! And you talk about a value. Good Lord, that is tremendous. That.
Oh, I got to tell you, Dave had a temper at the corral.
I did.
He spelled it off at the poor cashier because I got a senior citizen discount.
And I didn't get it.
You had to ask for it. You got it afterwards.
We went in together. I mean, do I look like I'm 20?
No.
David looks like he's 25 or something.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. And but the food was, and I talked to the owner in the corral. The food is, folks, I cannot recommend enough.
It really is. I've only been to that once. It was great.
We're going back again. Maybe next time we'll go for
Yeah,
lunch.
Lenny's a good owner.
Yeah.
He used to manage and own a restaurant in Nashua called Nancy's Diner, and he was negotiating for Golden Corral a long, long time. He's got a great thing going there now.
Oh, that's a moneymaker. And I think it's really hurts the Manchester buffet a lot.
It may be because I see a lot of people in there a lot.
Yep, and there was a waitress there. Her name was Diamond. You met her.
Oh,
Yeah,
Diamond.
I had her today.
Did you? Isn't she great?
That's what I had today was Diamonds.
Yeah. Isn't she? She had an awesome personality.
You're not kidding.
She did.
I mean, we were talking nice, and I extended a handshake, friendly.
Yep.
What we need more of.
Yep.
Oh yes.
And that was when my friend John was there. When he comes on, I have to meet him. We went to the Golden Corral, and she was a waitress. But they had 3 or 4 children and the mother, and I had to go and compliment the mother on how well her children behaved.
Wow, she deserved it if they were.
Yeah, because David and I've been in. David and I've been to like Applebee's when the kids jumping off the table, they're screaming. But the mother at that Applebee's, I have to tell you that at the Golden Corral, those children were so well behaved. So
It takes a knack. It takes a knack. It takes an evolved parent.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I had 5 stepchildren, and when we went out to dinner, they knew they were to be seen, eat, and order whatever they want, but they had to be respectful to the waitress and eat everything. And they don't do that anymore. There was one lady at a restaurant, and the poor waitress was trying to get her order. Well, she'll be with you in a minute. She's busy texting right now. And so I went to come back. Well, she's still texting. And I went to come back 4 times. Finally, good thing I was on the way out the door. And I took the phone out of her hand, and I said, now you'll give her order. And I walked out.
Wow.
Before they could say anything to me, before I
That's
got
all.
in trouble, But just,
Wow.
I have learned through the hard way, because I used to be a real jerk when it comes to waitresses. I really was. I would look for things to be wrong until one lady taught me a valuable lesson. I was like $2 short on my bill, and she was going to pay it. And I said to her, no, I'll get it. And she came over, and then my daughter-in-law came up so we could pay the bill.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, she was so awesome that I learned a whole new. I didn't realize how embarrassing it was for my daughter-in-law how I acted. So because you got to remember, and I think you agree, Jim, that they're all there working for a living.
I can vouch because I've done it.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, and they have to put up with a lot. And I'll tell you, I'm not proud of my actions and what I did, but I overcame them. But I always did generously. See, I think because I was so rude and horrible, I think, I'll chip them really good so they'll make up for that.
People, I was serving for 5 years at the airport, but it's true. People will give you the hardest time, yell at you, call you the worst names you could imagine, and then they'd leave you a good tip.
Yeah, that's to make us conscience clear.
Right? Yeah.
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 So, Jim, what do you think? Are you ready for the polls to open up in November? When the hell is it? When is this?
Isn't there a primary?
On
first?
primary, yeah. Yeah, I had Dodd Baldnick on 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And I will support him.
And me.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, and then
I mean, it's good you had him on, and I hope you have him on again.
I am.
Because I'd like to find out what his take is on this crap going on within the military and what any of his contacts might say.
Oh, he's not happy.
You can contact him
No,
on
I
his
can imagine.
website.
Yeah,
Ask
go
him
to-
on his- He'll give you.
Yes, I'm going to. Yes,
Yeah.
I'll be doing that next day.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to follow up to see where he may be appearing and maybe show up. or
Well,
something.
I'll try to get him on for August. Would you like to be a guest?
Oh, sure. I mean, he's got the great demeanor that we need.
Yeah. But you need to let him talk.
Absolutely.
I'm only picking on you now, Dave. Okay.
I know. You're hurting me. You're hurting me.
Oh. But I'm going to let you go because I got a call waiting to come through. Thanks for watching our
Okay.
show and continue to. And I'll get a hold of you to come on. Probably, I'm looking at July. I think I'm pretty booked up, but I'll double check and we'll get you on. How's that?
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you too. Have a great day.
Likewise.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
So you got to go to where's that place?
Stumble in.
Stumble, S-T?
STUMBLEINN. Stumble in.
Oh.
It's fun. It's a lot of bikers go there, but the crowd is from like 20
They're
to
working
70.
class people.
Yeah, and the crowd is like 20 to 80. It's a nice diverse crowd. So
Okay. Bring out 3 cards from your other deck.
okay, from the tarot. All right, let me do a quick little shuffle. Whoop.
This turned out to be a pretty good show. I'm glad that Jim called.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Mary called. When
Sort
people
of
are shuffling the
segues from
cards,
one, segues from one to the next.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do 3 cards we'll do the same thing. 1,
folks, you can actually count to 3.
imagine. I'm not taking those because they fell over and I saw them.
That means that they should be taken.
That's why I'm not though.
No, that means that you should put them.
No.
When I have a client shuffle the cards for me, they let them lay
Oh,
them
well,
out, and the card shows up, and they're gonna don't put it in the back. Leave it there. That card is meant for you to be
but
read.
for that I always
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
right. But this is me, so.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Right away. It's just a continuation of the whole topic for today of the prior reading, your reading. What do we have? The Eight of Cups, all right? So again, it's the way that the powers that be are trying to divide everyone, are trying to take away your identity, take away your ego, your happiness, everything, right? Everybody, when you really think about it. Oh, this is for New Hampshire. That's right.
That's
It
okay.
starts here. That's the same thing.
That's
all
all
right.
part of the universe.
Yeah. Anyway, so, all right, so you look, it's the Eight of Cups. Really. And here's the sad part, because from all what's going on and the way the people, supposed quote unquote leaders are leading us, right? What are they doing? And if you stop and don't be afraid to acknowledge your own thoughts and your own opinions, what's going on here, right? We really have, we're really more fulfilled than they want you to believe. Look in the card, the Eight of Cups. All these cups are emotions, all right? So you have all these fulfilling emotions. You're content, but what? Nope. The powers that be want you, don't look at yourself and realize that you're happy and content, you know, and you have nice self-esteem and confidence. They want you to look at what you don't have. And it's sad. People believe whatever they're told. And what are they doing? Look at the card. You see, we'll say the mountains, right? So the mountains are all these obstacles. Instead of looking what you have, people are listening to them and thinking that, oh, life is unjust. It's no good. It's too tough. It's nothing but work. So, again, all you have to do is make a 180, and it'll be fantastic. And then here we go. The King of Cups. All right, and look at it. You go from the Eight of Cups, where they want you to. Now you're at for the King of Cups. So again, what did I say here? Take a deep breath. Sit down. Don't be afraid to, look what the conservatives are doing. Look what the progressives are doing. You may not like what either one is doing, but at least take the time and at least acknowledge about what this side wants this, or this side is leaning towards this. At least acknowledge that that's a possibility. On the other hand, keep in mind also, too, while all this is going on, the King of Cups, all right? So here's the emotion, a little emotional down here, what's going on with today. But as you also notice, what does he have in his left hand? He's got the staff. That's power. So regardless of what I was saying earlier about the powers that be, you have the staff that's in control. It's right implanted in the earth, which is filled with positive energy. Take control. Don't let them take the control from you. Stay nice and solid and grounded. And then when you go from that, then we have the Ten of Rods, all right? It looks like, so this is after all this. Of course, it's a little tiring, but look at it. You have, right now, all these options, all right? So that's why it looks like, you see the guy. But what it is it really sort of dragging him down? No. It's just at this point, you have all these options. So it's, what you do is instead of course, again, with the powers that be, you got to do this, you got to do this, you can do this, look at that. Don't let this happen. That's going to happen. Take them one at a time instead of trying to take it all at once and resolve it all at once. One at a time, one option at a time, and go from there.
You know how this is for everybody, for the state of New Hampshire who's never listening, okay? I have the Seven of Hearts. Seven of Hearts always is your spiritual card, is the way I look at it. Okay. You know how we've been talking about the spirit being and all that?
Yeah.
Seven of Hearts always represent love and that spiritual card with it. Okay. If the people in the state of our New Hampshire or any country state, if they will just realize that we follow what the spirit has, not listen to the dark side. Okay. Stop being sheep.
Exactly.
And become the leaders, you know. And the Seven of Hearts, we need to understand that the Spirit is within us. It's not in that minister. It's not in that priest. It's not in there. Your spirit is within you. Well, look what the teachers today. But it is. It's all, don't you agree? The Spirit is what we can give you the tools to work with, but I'm damn sure I'm not going to do them for you. That's what I had people that have come to me. They might have a drinking problem. I'll give you the steps. That's what I had to learn.
Exactly.
You know. And well, I'm getting another card, Dave. Tell them how they can reach you.
All right, they can reach me again. Well, on Facebook. I didn't mention that last time because I am on Facebook. Although, when it comes to Facebook, I don't know if I'm coming.
You're not going to reach him.
No, you can because I.
Okay, you know. Okay, yeah.
You can because I got a reading from there last week.
Okay, good. Now.
All right. Also, the same thing on Facebook. Lowell Medium Shop. On Facebook, there's a way to contact me on there. All my contact info is on there. If not, David B. 617-777-2236. Bifid, B-I-F, F as in Frank, I-D at yahoo.com. And as you say too, what I tell people when I give them readings, with the information that I'm giving to you, I says, look at it as tools that you can use.
And it's your spirit that's giving me the information.
It is.
You know, it's combined with mine. But like your mother says, you two go out but behave yourselves.
Always. Well, you can't. I mean, you always behave yourselves at Stumble In, Norm. It's,
I'm just telling you, she's smiling when she said it. Your dad says, have fun. Okay. And belated happy birthday, Mom. 101
No,
years
it's tomorrow, yeah.
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow is her birthday.
Okay.
Bunker Hill Day, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how I never forgot when I was growing up.
I had the Ten of Hearts, which means that it's time for unity. It's time to really take care of us. It's time for all this bickering and all this BS to stop. You know, it's time for them to stop.
I think we should continue bickering.
Oh, okay. No, you're over here.
No. You got a real co-host tonight. Trust me. You just wait a second. You'll be good.
Oh, okay. Matt didn't come in.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
It is whatever happens, you know. But if we follow the Spirit, Gary, you're going to like this because we've been talking about God and following the Spirit.
Okay, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just shutting my phone off.
That's all right. But if we follow the Spirit, some people call it God, I call it the universal Spirit. I owe Gary a lot of patience and understanding for me to learn about the higher power. Because I had told him my story about how I had it and all that stuff. He's been very patient with me, and I thank you for that.
I love you. Anyway.
Microphone.
What did I do? I did.
Well, let me get you this one more, then we'll get back. Another one.
Wow. Oh, hi.
Unite together. You know, get out of that spirit. Ooh, I should have done that, but that's all right. Well, I had the surgery. I forget, but you know what? Everybody take it away.
He says, get out of that spirit.
I forget I had it. I forget I had that surgery, and I do things I'm not supposed to. What if my daughter-in-law yell at me?
Yeah, somebody's got to
you know
do
what?
it.
True. Unite together and all learn to get along. You know, I mean, oppose each other, that's fine. But do it without malice. Do it without hate.
If you look at what the opposition is, it isn't people.
No.
The opposition is the government and the people that are trying to fight for power. the people get along pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and again there's somebody that's a little bit whacked out.
Oh, I
but-
get that all the time, so.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of wacky anyway, so that's why it's me, you know. So, Gary, what is your, what's the, I got a question for you.
That's good because I can make up any answer.
Okay. I was really upset when I read about what they did at the Exeter prom, high school prom.
Which I don't know what we're talking
They had them show that they had the.
That weren't vaccinated. They
yeah,
put
yeah, yeah.
Oh my God!
I know. I told you. I hired you a excellent co-host.
Wow! Miracles never cease. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
And I am doing wonderful. That when I read that in the paper about the students from Exeter, if they had the card, they didn't have, had the shots, there was okay. But if they didn't have the shots, they had to wear a number on their hand.
I posted that on my Facebook page with
did
a
too.
bunch of pictures from the
Not the
concentration
yeah,
camps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first
Because-
thing I thought of.
Yep. They were.
I said them right in that, and Facebook took me off.
Really?
Well, somebody commented. A good friend of mine said, "John, there's no comparison from the concentration camps to that high school." And then I didn't have to say anything. A bunch of people jumped on, and she is a good friend of mine, jumped on her and said, "Well, do you think if the Jews knew what was coming 2 years in advance, things would change? The outcome would have been different?" And I bet you it would have been. So this is a warning to us of what's coming.
By the way, folks, you want to introduce yourself
Oh.
to these people?
I'm John Burt, and I'm a representative in Goffstown, Ware, and Deering.
Soon to be a candidate for Congress.
Yeah. Well, I'm Gary's rep.
Are you?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, you wanna.
Yeah, that's why I can boss him around because I'm his constituent.
Yeah, you wanna introduce yourself, Gary? I forgot to do that.
Representative Gary Hopper from the. I represent Ware and Deering.
Where?
Ware.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
Ware.
they have running water there?
Not that much, but whatever.
It's a cute little town.
It is wicked cute. I was just actually walking along the streets near my house last night, and it is just so quiet.
They have
Actually,
streets.
yeah, well, the dirt, but you know what I mean. Like you can actually hear the crickets and there's fireflies everywhere, and it's pretty amazing.
Now, I don't know how many of you have ever used an outhouse, but
Oh, I grew up using that
well,
house.
I was 5. We had running water in the house. We just didn't have a toilet. And then the neighbors said that we were rich because we had a 3-seater outhouse.
Well, I,
So I'd run to the end of the shed, and that's where you did your business.
we had the chicken coop in the chicken house,
Oh.
and they took out all that, then we had the 2-seater, like you said.
Yeah.
And if you want running water, you ran outside, you put the pump in there, and you thought out, So
Yeah,
when I
no.
hear all these people, my water's been shut off, or they didn't know what, you know what? I survived it.
Yeah.
Although they shut the power because they were redoing our house over. I had to get out of the house. I was lost without having my power on. It's amazing how we become accustomed to it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Can I tell you something?
yeah.
And I probably shouldn't tell you this
Don't
on
tell
the
us
air.
anyways.
I probably
Don't
shouldn't
lead
tell you
us
this.
on.
No, I'm serious. This is probably stupid, but this won't be the first time.
No
So
such thing as stupid.
I posted a video, and I think everybody should watch it on the planet. It was about a 13-year-old girl who escaped North Korea, right? So she escaped North Korea. Her whole life was a struggle just to get enough food so she didn't die. That was it. Bugs, whatever she could get. One of the things when she came to the West that really blew her away were trash cans. They never had trash. There was nothing to throw away, right? Anyway, so I just think we need to stop trading with China because China is the only reason Kim Jong-il or Un is in power. We are right now subsidizing by doing business with China. we are currently subsidizing the largest concentration camp in history. 25 million people are living in what would be considered a concentration camp. It is so bad.
They control how many children you have too, right?
Well, that's China. I'm talking about North Korea.
Oh, North Korea. Oh,
North
they're all
Korea,
same.
the only reason it can exist is because China keeps it afloat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and this is, what I don't understand. Maybe you two will have the answer. They come from another country.
Mm-hmm.
They come here to let go of the BS that they have and the abuse of, but yet they're doing it here.
Yeah, some of them, yeah.
Well,
I'm not
actually-
saying all of them. I mean a lot of
Yeah.
beautiful people, but there's some here.
There's some, but actually, for her, it was the opposite, right? She came. She ended up getting a way out into China, which she didn't know because she was only 13.
Yeah.
Is the way she got out of China? She was sold into as a sex slave, and then she escaped China a couple of years later by going through the Gobi Desert in minus 40-degree weather into Mongolia, and then got from Mongolia to North Korea, and God worked strange ways, worked out this thing. She ended up on TV in like a game show or reality TV show in North Korea, and was able to reunite with her sister. And then she came, the thing that happened, so she goes through basically hell, horrible stuff that you wouldn't wish upon anybody, even your worst enemy. And she comes to the United States because she's accepted into Columbia University. And that's where she got kind of upset. She got upset at that too, because in Columbia University, there's certain words you can't say and things you can't say or express. And she said she felt a lot like she was back in North Korea, where there's certain, you can't say certain things without getting in trouble. She said there was one girl that talked to her and was talking about how she was oppressed. And this young lady told her, says, the fact that you know what the word oppressed means you weren't oppressed. Because in North Korea, they did not have a word for it. They did not have a word for love. Were not taught that they could love each other, right? So they had mother and father and sister, but they didn't understand what that was. They weren't allowed, if they said something wrong in the family and the government found out, they're off to concentration camps. You know?
That's China.
Yeah.
The whole family.
Yeah, this is North Korea, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah, the whole family, even the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah. That's why. Why do these people want us to live like under the communistic rules?
Yeah.
Like with that, I was really upset when I read that about the high school. Imagine the trauma those students have to go through for that.
Yep.
Folks, if anybody out there listening, you know what? We love you, and we respect your right not to get these shots. It's your right.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a friend
Oh,
of
by
mine.
the way, I have to pay your wife and the staff at Hillsborough County Nursing Home a compliment. Oh,
Yes.
God, that hurts me to be nice.
Yeah, they do a good job there.
One of my very dear friends told me that her mother and father got the best care of any of the, because they had been in several different nursing homes, but the best care
that's
that they
good.
did at the Hillsborough. God, it hurt me to be nice. Doesn't it hurt you to be nice sometimes?
Especially to John.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I get that.
Well, that's like, I'm cancer free now.
Good.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
did a operation there, and that's no more cancer. See, there again, God works in mysterious ways.
He does.
He even put us together, Dave and I don't know why, but he did anyway. But anyway, one of the things that, John, I do see you running for Congress.
Yeah.
And you're getting tired of politics.
There's times I
And there are
think
times
about
when
being
you-
tired.
Yeah. But you're not going to ever be out of it, just like Gary did.
Yeah.
So you enjoy fighting for the people.
Well, I got myself in trouble yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So
Why am I not surprised?
I don't know. So they have something called a committee of conference. In other words, the Senate sends over a bill, the House messes with it, changes it, and then we vote on it as a House. Then the Senate says, I don't like the changes you made, and we want a committee of conference. So I went to my very first ever committee conference yesterday,
Uh-oh.
and it's going around, they're introducing people, going around the room saying what you think. And I said, I didn't even vote for this in committee, because it's one of those, they have the Senate this year and last year sends over these omnibus bills. It's like 5, 6, I don't know what the biggest one we've gotten, John, but
Yeah.
5 or 6 bills all in one.
It's what Washington D.C. does.
Right, and so I said, I voted against this in committee. And then I went on a tirade about how horrible these type of things are. I mean, there's good parts of the bill, but I'm voting against the whole thing because it's not the right way to do business. I'm voting against on principle, not on the subject. So anyway, I never said that I wouldn't vote to support the House position, but they assumed I wouldn't. And so the senators walked out. So, okay, I'm done. I don't know. So apparently that's not the way it's done. What happens is the Senate walks out because they have their, and then they negotiate with leadership to send in people that will be more malleable. I didn't know that, and apparently I said something to somebody in leadership that we didn't concur, which means we didn't agree. But we never had a vote on it. So we didn't really not concur, so there was confusion, and apparently it's all my fault. Whatever.
So what? Do you two are in the same party, Republicans.
Yeah.
Do you ever have disagreements on certain bills?
Not many.
Not many, no.
Yeah.
A right to work.
Yes.
Right, I think that's the big one.
I don't even understand what that means. Can you somebody explain that to us?
It depends. There's different parts of it. So one of the part is, and this is I think probably where John and I disagree, is if you belong. Let's say there's a 1,000-member union shop, and you decide not to belong to that union. Okay, so they say there's 1,000 people in the union. 50 of them say no, I don't want any part of it. But the union negotiates a 3% raise. Well, it costs money to negotiate that, so everybody shares in that cost equally, even though they're not members of the union. And one of the things Right to Work would do is eliminate those 50 people from having to pay their share of the negotiating fees.
Yes.
So, and I think if you don't want to do that, don't join a union shop.
Yeah.
I agree.
So, but I think there's other parts that
But then
aren't as clear.
they get a 3% raise, thing like that, right?
Right. So, but there's a bigger issue, and it's not really right to work. It's just, it's like when the Democrats say we want to introduce common sense gun laws, right? Some of them sound like they're common sense to the average person, right? If you ask somebody, do you believe in X? 70% will say, oh yeah, that sounds fair. The thing is, John and I know what the end game is. And the end game is to make sure the only people that have guns are the government, right? That's the end game, because they want total control. So what I do is, I don't care if it sounds like it makes common sense. I'm voting against it in principle because I know where they're headed. The reason I vote against Right to Work every 2 years is because I know what the end game is. And the end game is the Coca-Cola brothers that are the primary financiers of Right to Work laws are also the people that believe in open borders. And I know that they're in favor of some other laws that they'd like through, all of which are designed to eliminate unions altogether. And I believe the reason I believe we have the right to bear arms is as a balance of power against the government, right? And I believe we need unions as a balance of power against corporations who are equally corrupt. Some unions are really corrupt. I don't like that, but
I will not.
Anyway, that's why I don't vote for right to work. It's
I
not.
refuse to vote. I will not buy Coca-Cola products.
It's got nothing to do with that. Oh,
okay.
because the other thing, yeah.
Right. How?
I called them the Coca-Cola brothers as a joke.
Yeah.
It's the Koch brothers, I think is the
Koch
actual.
brother, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of. Are you proud of being white?
Yeah.
Are you proud of being white?
I don't really look at myself as
No,
white.
but
Well, that's it, yeah.
I don't either.
I
you
don't
know.
really-
I don't look
it's-
at color.
No, I don't either.
Never have.
And because I,
I-
don't, I get called all kinds of names, and that's okay. You know, at least somebody's reading my pages. So, when can you? Are you working every Wednesday still?
No, starting probably mid-July, I have a lot of free time.
Oh, you mean you can actually come on my show?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, I
Folks, this is John Burt, and I've been on his TV show, and the one thing I'm going to tell you about this guy, and it hurts being nice again, when they go, Gary, they are honest and they tell it like it is. And this is why the people like them, because they're not afraid to, you're not afraid to answer questions. I think you must get some pretty weird calls.
or trigger people.
Yeah,
So I know on this
we do.
Goffstown Facebook page, I trigger a few people, but then at the end, I always say, I want, if you see your neighbors, please tell them thank you for voting for me.
Yeah.
Occasionally, they'll come back and they'll say, well, how do you know my neighbors voted for you? I said,
Tell me
"Well,
a psychic.
because the guy you voted for, I beat him by 2,580 votes. So your neighbors voted for me.
I love that.
And that usually will
That
set
is.
them on fire.
Well, you still have your own TV show?
I do. I
wanna
haven't
tell
done it in
everybody?
a while. That's the problem. I got to start it back up.
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
hoping July with my free time.
What's it called?
Is the studio
New
open?
Hampshire, no, that's the big downfall. So they want to still do it Zoom. It's New Hampshire Politics with John Burt. Yeah, so there's
And I had
still
a
some
question. Have you
YouTubes
been
out
on
there.
this show?
Yeah.
Yeah, several
A
times.
few
How
times.
come you haven't? I've only been on one.
Yeah, well, I've also
That makes my makeup run.
known John for a long, long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You admit that you know him?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
John is also, you have a hot dog day, right?
Yes. Sadly, it looks like COVID's going to kill it again, and then plus a few other things. We're down in Bedford, so I'm still working on it, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Every year, John has a hot dog. The money goes to charity, right?
Yeah, dog groups. So a nonprofit dog group, and so far I've raised a little over almost $37,000 for 8 different dog groups. None. Because last year I had a virtual and I only raised a little over $1,200.
I love doing charity work like that.
Oh yeah.
I'm back into, now that I've had the surgery and I feel better than I ever have, I have a lot more energy. Okay. I plan on getting my event going again.
Yeah.
If things work out well, I'll have you come as a guest speaker here
Yeah.
about what we can do. Well, thank you, John, for
Yes.
coming on. I got to let you go. Gary, thank you, young man. We got to go out and do breakfast. I wouldn't let him buy it.
What?
I got Thank you for coming on.
Oh, gotta go to.
I wouldn't. I was supposed to buy him a steak dinner, a breakfast.
Oh, really?
I refused that. I made him have an omelet instead. They were cheaper.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you two for coming on, and both of you, and I'll get a hold of you to come on, and
Yeah.
Doc, and maybe you two
Yeah,
can
next
come on
time you
together.
buy me breakfast, I think I'm gonna get a lobster omelet. There you go.
Well, that's pretty expensive.
That would be.
But we went to a nice place, didn't
We
we?
did. It was really, really good.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming on. Everybody out there, remember, every day you are a winner, and listen to your spirits.